Excuse me, class. Class!
Well, now that I got the truck fixed, I can actually start really focusing on getting to a point where I'm making some money here. This down here is a slab that I cut this last summer. It was the first thing I did with my Alaskan chainsaw mill, and you can watch that video right up here. Actually, it might be right over here. I'm not sure. Right over in here somewhere, you'll see a description to it. It's an Alaskan chainsaw mill unboxing, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of this. I got busy this year and didn't do nearly what I wanted to do, but I'm going to try to be doing one of these, a log, you know, 1 or 2 logs at least a week, if not every couple of days. So what I have here is a live edge. I think I ended up cutting it at 9 feet, if I'm not mistaken. It's about 4 inches thick, and it's red fir, and it doesn't look real special right now. It's been out in the weather. You throw it through a planer, and it's going to bring out some really nice colors underneath and give it a nice smooth finish. And we're probably going to use this for an outdoor kitchen. And over here, let me show you. Right here is the log that we took that from, and I still need to finish this up here, but what we found out, I still need to take another slab off. But one thing we found out when we were building this, or cutting this, was my chainsaw mill was just a little bit too short to get all the way through this particular cut. The bar on my chainsaw is 20 inches. When you include the chainsaw mill and everything that you need to clamp it down, I believe my cutting area was about 17.5 inches. I do need to get a bigger bar, but for a larger bar for that size chainsaw, I gotta buy more chains. Not just because it's a bigger bar, but I gotta buy specific chains. I gotta buy skip tooth chains where it actually skips there's only a tooth every other time there should be a tooth there, because I just don't have the horsepower with this chainsaw. I'm hoping to get a new chainsaw in the next several months that can just rip right through a big tree, in which I may also upgrade and get a larger chainsaw mill. But I can take this mill into the woods. I can take it back here on steep hills, on the highway, in the river. There's a lot of places I can go and get timber that has fallen down. It's already dead, and you know, windstorm blows it over, and now it's just laying there rotting. That breaks my heart. Timber is at a premium right now, and I want to get what I need. We're trying to build some small cabins on here just for fun at this point. We're trying to build a barn. We're trying to build an outdoor kitchen. I want to build an outdoor sauna, bathhouse type of situation. There's a lot I really could do on this property, and it would be really gorgeous, but I need to start milling this timber, and so that's what I'm going to start working on today. So what I'm going to use first to finish this log up right here is a Timber Tuff guide. This is a nifty little guide right here. It's very easy to use. It's actually easier than the chainsaw mill, and with a lot of what I'm doing, I'm finding that I actually prefer this in a lot of ways over the chainsaw mill. Now the chainsaw mill I think might be better in the long run for doing a lot of 1 or 2 inch cuts, maybe some slabs here and there. But with this, I can put a board on top, run it down one side, flip it around, move the board over, run it again, and do that twice, you know, roll the log over and then do it 2 more times. It takes 30-40 minutes and I cantered the log, and I can still use this to cut timber down to, well, as small as 4 inches. So, and I really don't plan on using much of anything less than 4x4 on my builds, other than perhaps some shiplap on the inside, maybe even the outside a little bit. I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this on the rest of this log here, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to trim off the excess that my sawmill just won't get through, and I'm going to cut some slabs here and just move along. Now the one I've used in the past has been this Timber Tuff board maker, I believe is what it's called. And it's a great guide. It's got this little extra piece here, and you can come in here and set up your guide for between 6 and 4 inches. Now what I'm doing here is a little different, and what I want to do is a lot different. Well, not a lot different, but what I ended up finding was a 1x4 guide, and this is called the Timber Tuff beam cutter. It fits 1 or 2x4 dimension wood, and that's the only one it'll fit. But it's longer, and I haven't tried it yet. I believe it actually is going to be even more steady than that one there. This one's a little bit more expensive, and if you're interested in checking it out, I got these on Amazon. Very much worth the money, at least with that one. I'm excited to see about this one. Let's find out. I was telling Abby, we can take these into the garden, put good soil under it, flip it over, and like plant tomato plants in the holes. That'll keep the, look at those mushrooms. We got this one just in time. It started growing mushrooms just under the bark, so hopefully we can salvage this, keep that from happening. I wish I knew more about mushrooms, because I have no idea if these are any good or not, poisonous or not. I have a feeling they are. Right now they're all ice, so they were just growing right here under this. That means the outside of this anyway is starting to rot when mushrooms are growing in it. Between moisture and bugs getting in here, it'll cause so much rot. So some trees faster than others. This one, red fir, it'll go several years, depending on how much moisture and sunlight it's getting. Now this log, I had to get the Timber Tuff beam cutter. I had to get it for this log because my chainsaw was too short, and so the Alaskan chainsaw mill was a good 2 or 3 inches wider than what that could fit and make any substantial cut. I could just get the very top couple of inches off, and that would have been it. Really not much of a bargain in time or in any way. It would have taken more time for me to do it. And you'll notice on that other beam that I just got done cutting, there was areas, I wasn't really hitting anything towards this end, and that's because I freehanded it this summer to try to make it narrow enough to get the Alaskan chainsaw mill through. So this one here, we're gonna get the bark off. Daylight is running fast. We are up north. We're among one of the higher latitudes. Is that right? Latitudes that you can reach in the lower 48. And the days are getting longer. We are happy about that, but there's still only about 4.5 hours of daylight left. So, today I got 3-4 hours out here to play around and move some stuff around and all that, and it's gonna, it takes time. Look at that big boy. Ooh, ooh. Big, strong man. Mountain man.
Oh, no.
Girls are watching.
Shut up.
I bet there's a lot of cute girls watching. Ladies, he's only 12. But he's working hard. You better hope he's making a lot of money, because you ain't gonna like him for his looks.
Whatever.
Can't tell if those rosy cheeks are because of how cold it is or if he's blushing. He's a hard worker. He really is. He loves doing this kind of stuff with his dad and building and the animals. He is a good looking boy. with the sun going down and the temperature starting to plummet, it's time for us to go in. We'll start this back up tomorrow.